What's going on, everybody? Good morning. The day is here. The day is finally here. We are as of this video's upload, an 8-hour work shift from the draft starting. 8 hours away from the draft kicking off. We finally made it to draft day. I'm excited. I think all of you guys should be excited as well. It's a fun time to be a football fan, even if your team only has a few picks. So here's what's going to happen on this channel tonight. You will see me go live at about 4:30 my time. I live on the West Coast. No later than 4:45, but probably sometime around 4:30. And at that point, we're going to start picking up watchers. We're going to start gathering up people. And then at 5 o'clock, when the draft starts, my draft coverage will start. And what you see around you right now on screen is basically my draft room. We have an information box up ahead that will be rotating as the night goes on. We have subscriber goals. We have member goals. We'll have a donation ledger that way. We have information about what teams are doing with their picks and what the Seahawks are doing with their picks specifically. So we're going to have fun today. And obviously, the Seahawks do not have a pick. So some people may be wondering, as we do not pick today, and we will certainly not be picking today, why are we going to watch this? What are we going to be watching for? So, first of all, even though this stream will be done from a Seahawks fan perspective, because that's what I am, we will be covering the whole draft. I will be discussing every pick as it gets made. I will be giving my perspective on various things that happen in the draft as they happen. So if you're a fan of another team, feel free to come by. If you happen to like the way I cover the draft, you happen to like the way I've set things up, then feel free to watch the stream. I'm more than willing to discuss any pick that any team has made. I'm willing to debate over whether or not a team is making the right decisions or the wrong decisions. Or you can give your thoughts on what your team is doing, whether or not you like it, what you want them to do. We can do all that. So anybody can watch, anybody can get involved. And while we will be doing it from a Seahawks fan perspective, we'll talk about the whole draft because everything that happens in the draft is interesting, even if it doesn't directly affect the Seahawks. Now, beyond that, as a Seahawks fan, today I will be watching for three things. Number one is Rival Watch, and that's pretty self explanatory. We have two division rivals that have picks today. The 49ers pick at 3, and I think the Cardinals pick at 16. The 49ers obviously traded up to get that pick, and all eyes are on them as they decide what they want to do with that number 3 pick because we already pretty much know where the top two are going. So, in some ways, the Niners have the first truly pivotal selection of the 2021 draft. We already know about Lawrence. We already know about Wilson. What are the Niners going to do? I will be covering what they do closely. I will probably be shooting a reaction video to whatever they do. So watch for that. That's probably the most important thing that happens for the Seahawks today. And then the Cardinals are going to pick in the middle of the first round. We don't know what they're going to do. It's a kind of a mystery because we don't even know who's going to be available there. We don't know what they see as their needs. So rival watch. What are our rivals going to do? That's number one. Number two, we're going to be keeping an eye on the positions that the drafted players play at. So here is a different information box, one of many that I will be showing tomorrow. Basically, I separated the various positions of NFL players into 4 categories. The ones that the Seahawks have no need of, a low need of, a medium need of, and a high need of. We want players that we have no need for to get drafted. And we also somewhat want players who we have a low need for to get drafted. We want the medium needs and the high needs to slip down the board. Because the more players that we actually have, we don't have a need for slip down the draft, the more likely it is that the Seahawks will have a good selection to choose from when their pick comes up. As an example, the Seahawks don't need a quarterback. Okay. We know that 5 quarterbacks are going to go in the first round today. Lawrence, Wilson, Fields, Lance, and Mac Jones. Okay. Is there going to be a 6th quarterback that gets drafted before the Seahawks pick? We don't know. Could there be a 7th quarterback? We don't know. But we want there to be. So if Kyle Trask sneaks up into the second round, that's good for us. That's a player we would have had no interest in, and one more player going above us that we had no interest in gives us a better chance of having a player that we did have interest in fall to us. If Kellen Mond could go in the second round ahead of our 56th pick, that's good too, because that's one more player who might fall to us that we actually want, because that's one more player who went that we didn't want. Conversely, we also don't want the receivers to go too quickly. We don't want the centers to go too quickly. We don't want the cornerbacks to go too quickly. We want those top players at those positions to fall. Even if they don't get to us, somebody like a Caleb Farley, him falling could signal a domino effect that affects the other players at his position. So we will be keeping a track of what position every drafted player plays at. And third and final thing to watch for tomorrow will be our platinum level players. And this is personal. You're going to have your own big board, but these are some players that I really like. These are some players, specifically the players on the left side of the information box above my head. The 7 players I have listed there are the players that I am crossing my fingers for in terms of them falling to our pick at 56. Stokes, Cosme, Brown, Radnuns, Freiermuth, Melifonwu, and Mayfield. If one of those 7 guys could be there at 56, I might want to take them over trading down. In fact, I probably would. So we're going to be rooting for all 7 of those players listed to not get drafted today, because if all 7 of them make it to day 2, then there's a decent chance one of them is still there at 56. So those are the 3 things I'm going to be watching for tomorrow. Again, you're going to have your own big board. You might not like one or more of the above players that in my platinum tier. You may have another player in your platinum tier. That's fine. But personally, that's going to be what I'm keeping my eye on today. None of those players to go. Players to go at positions that the Seahawks don't need, and what our rivals do. The stream will run through the entire draft. I'll be cutting a couple of videos during the stream, and when it's all over, we'll see what we can see going into day 2. So please come out. Thank you for watching. I'm going to get out of here. Peace out. Go Hawks. Exciting day. Hope you guys are ready for a show. I've never tried to do this kind of elaborate draft show before, so hopefully it works out. If the Seahawks do something somehow tomorrow in terms of maybe moving a player to get a day 2 or day 3 pick, of course I will cover it. But in all likelihood, we're going to be stuck just watching what other teams do, but we're going to make the most of it. So hope to see you there. Peace out. Go Hawks.